And we're back. Lucky to have some of the biggest guests in the wine industry in Northern California drop by from time to time and just kind of chat with us. And Christy Serrato is definitely one of those people. She has a new wine app, and she's the CEO of a female-founded, driven wine tech company helping consumers enjoy food and wine. We're all for that. And so tell us, Christy, about the Pair Anything app. How does that work?
Well, before I mention that, let me just tell you a little bit of background how we got started.
Oh, sure.
I have always had friends ask me, Christy, what pairs with spaghetti?
Right.
And then, I'm a little bit further along in my wine journey, and I would, recommend things.
Sure.
And then I realized, wouldn't it be cool if we had some kind of cheat sheet,
right,
or a little form factor where we could just type in spaghetti and get a Merlot
or something,
right?
Yeah.
And then also because all of us are in different stages of our wine appreciation,
sure,
we could also learn about wine. And then how about the opportunity to talk to the winery or the winemaker,
right,
to ask questions. And so that was the basis of the idea. And I had this opportunity because I'm also the director of the Sacramento Entrepreneurship Academy.
Okay, great.
And I ended up pitching my idea. A couple months later, they asked me, Christy, when is that app going to be available?
There you go.
And I said, oh, that's a great idea. And so I just continued that, and I entered in a couple of competitions locally.
Okay.
And back in 2019, I won the UC Davis business competition.
Wow, that's
for
great.
Food and Ag Innovation.
Oh, wow.
And
Pretty
that
impressive.
was the start of it. And so in one brief moment, I was able to bring this idea, a hobby idea, for my friends, into a reality. And now we have this opportunity to help local wineries connect with consumers. And then on the other side, to help consumers help them with their wine discovery and enjoyment and choices.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think that's great. Anytime you can bring the producer together with the consumer, the fan, you're going to have a great experience, right? You're going to have folks that are wine consumers and wine lovers be able to connect with wineries and wine owners and winemakers. And that's something definitely with the pandemic that's happened, it's become even more valuable for both parties to go, okay, hey, how do I connect with you? How can I get your wine?
Right. And we launched our app in March of 2020, and that was the start of COVID.
Okay.
And what did we discover is that there was this need, to be able to, connect outside of the tasting room, and we were able, to provide an opportunity to go beyond the tasting room through a mobile form factor.
Right.
So in addition to doing virtual tastings on Zoom, which the wineries really had to kind of get up to speed in doing that, now they're able to reach out and help their consumers schedule visits, be able to provide pairing recommendations.
Sure.
And one other thing that we were able to do is actually create a very streamlined shopping experience.
Right.
So once we make the recommendations and you want to buy, we make it very easy. And then
you go on the app and then you can buy the wine. Yeah.
And I realized that the wineries could use some help in connecting with today's consumers.
I think so. Yeah.
And we've talked about this, Rex, in earlier conversations. I mean, who are today's consumers, right?
Right.
They tend to be younger. Wineries are used to dealing with an older consumer base, and they may not know how to reach out, to the consumers that are on Insta.
Right.
And also, they're very diverse, right?
Yep. Yeah. Very diverse. Yeah.
And then also, one key point is they're very tech savvy.
Yeah, and I think that's the great divide, right? Is you got winemakers who, wineries who have continued to kind of sell wine the way they did in the 70s, maybe 80s. And obviously time marches on for all of us.
Right.
And so now folks are on their phone, right? I mean, that's why we do the video we do from a winery or what have you, is to show people the real experience that would go on if you visited this winery, and we're able to show that. And I think that it's real important that folks who are in the wine business, there's younger people who don't really know a lot about wine and kind of scared maybe to take a step into those waters, right? And where you can kind of educate them, you can inform them, you can say, hey, why don't you come and taste wine from our winery? And your app does that.
Right. And that's the beauty of it, is that we're all in a different stage in our wine journey. If you want to learn about wine, we have a knowledge section, and we have videos from the wineries, we have blogs. We also have an opportunity, for you to learn about the different regions.
Right.
We're currently covering the 6 Sacramento regions. There's about 200 wineries.
Right. Why don't you run down those regions real quick?
Sure.
Because I think a lot of people may know one region or another, but they don't think about all 6.
And what's fun about this, you already know some of the wineries that are in these regions. So I'll just read them out. Amador, El Dorado, Nevada, Placer, Yolo, Sacramento, and we even have the associations that we deal with. For example, I'm an Aggie, so I also added the Aggies Uncork, which is their wine club for the alumni.
Okay.
And you can just click on it, and it lists all the wineries in that region, and so it helps you plan your visits. We talked, Jeremy mentioned Scott Harvey.
Right.
Earlier, Carrie mentioned La Mesa.
Right.
And one of the secret things that we tried to do was we wanted to delight the users. So if you're on this app and you happen to be driving in Amador and you visit Scott Harvey, and hopefully you had a chance to make a reservation, we can automatically check you in by just through the app, through geolocation. And this way, when I go up to Scott Harvey, go up to the tasting room, they can actually greet me by name. Hey, Christy, welcome.
Right.
I noticed that you're on the Parenting app.
Right.
And you actually like these kind of wines. May I start your taste? And so I like to kind of, encourage people to go outside their comfort zone.
Sure.
We encourage, for you to visit the wonderful regions out here.
Right.
And to try different varietals. We talked about, Amador County, and that's the best representation of Barbera. There's also a long history of Zinfandel in California, and that's grown throughout the state.
Right.
And I was just you're noticing your glass. How do you like that wine?
I do. I like it. It's a new wine for me. And is this the one Jeremy brought in a little earlier, I believe? And Jeremy, can you grab that and mention the name again? Because I forget, and the bottle's turned around. So what do we got? What do we got here?
We have a Grenache Syrah blend from Chateau Giroux.
Right, and you got this from Costco.
Costco.
So I mean,
there you go.
Once again, that kind of goes with our theme of, you can find wine you like almost anywhere, right?
And really, there is no bad wine.
Right.
It just may not go with what you're having, or your it doesn't match your taste profile or your mood. And the best thing to do is just be open to discovery.
The experience.
And for us, we help you connect with wine experts. You can ask any question. So you're never alone in this journey. And I would love to invite everyone to download. It's a free app.
Right.
It gets you connected to
and it's available on Google and all that, I imagine.
Actually, we want it to be accessible for everyone, so it's a web-based app.
Okay.
You can go to app.pairanything.com, and that gets you your passport.
Can you repeat that again?
Yeah, sorry. app.pairanything.com.
Okay.
And that gets you your passport to all the wineries in our region.